Hope you guys have been doing well, and it's been a while since you've heard from me. I don't want this to be like a reacts to the trailer, or even like a trailer breakdown. But I do, funny enough, I want to give my thoughts on the GTA 6 trailer. I watched Jeff's video. I'll link it in the description. I'm not going to try to like rip off a bunch of elements from it because it's a great near frame by frame kind of breakdown and looks at graphics, looks at cars, vehicles, and really breaks down like a lot of these shots at a more like, like technical level. There's also a Digital Foundry video that's great that I really liked. At least that they were, breaking down that, hey, that this is likely a real game engine. Rockstar typically does that. And man, there's a lot of indicators that that's true too. I'll link that in the description as well. They are going to be much, much higher viewed videos, and you've probably seen them before if you're even getting recommended my video, or you're a viewer of my channel and it was just like, oh my gosh, Zach is not in a freezer like Walt Disney. And I'm not. I've just been creatively in that freezer and ironically trying to make a video in the middle of winter, which is typically my true hibernation. It's dark by 5:30. Anyways, Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. I'm going to try to stop and make this a more concise video, but we'll see how that goes. Man, does this trailer, though, just look incredible. And that's a typical Rockstar fashion, I would say. And yes, I'm a Rockstar fanboy. Come at me? No, but seriously, like, I'm a Rockstar fanboy. I'll admit to that. I'll admit to playing all of their games in the 3D era and trying to play at times the older ones too, or through the certain games that I think had older ones at some point. If I'm remembering correctly, I could be completely wrong, and there goes my credibility completely. But this isn't about credibility. I just want to talk about my thoughts and what I find to be just absolutely incredible about what this world looks like it could be. We have waited a long 10 years plus, and Tom Petty starts and just ramps this thing up. This is the kind of stuff, though, that this beach scene, and you can see the amount of people from a top-down perspective. I don't know if it's, I know the Rockstar has these tools, but I don't know if this was like Rockstar Editor, so like there might be a lesser draw distance. We've got to remember that technically these games are targeting the current PS5 and current Xbox Series X. That being said, Sony's already said that there's going to be a PS5 Pro, and Rockstar puts a lot of effort into Sony. Foremost, I think they sell their most copies there. Secondly, probably Xbox, and then thirdly, PC. And I think with like a Steam Deck, if we get an iteration in the next 2 years, and I hope we would, but if we get an iteration that is technically way more powerful, we could have a game like this come to the Steam Deck. Now, I think obviously we would also have to wait another year too, because spoilers, we are going to have to wait at least another year after that date of 2025 for a PC release. So us PC gamers are in for the long stretch. And that is kind of unfortunate to me, but this is, again, typical timelines and typical Rockstar fashion of doing this. And man, if just the skyline and everything doesn't just look incredible. And of course, this shot is like, yeah, it is just overwhelming, literally, in terms of the amount of stuff going on, the amount of what we can see in physics, what we can see in probably NPC animations in different states, different items, dog, all that stuff. And that's like I said, I didn't want this to just be a trailer like, oh, look, we're going to point out everything, because there are much better versions of that out there. But I am supremely impressed by this. And Digital Foundry made a great point in their video that we went from consoles essentially that were so VRAM limited, and that was what GTA 5 was targeted for. And we ended up getting expanded and enhanced, which, is technically more of a graphical overhaul to GTA 5. Not, there's performance RT, and then there's also a fidelity mode. that I've played with on the Xbox Series X and been impressed by. It looks really good. It looks very much so the graphics that you get out of a modified GTA 5 that you run on a really decent card, a really decent graphics card. But I think too, we also saw in this, and this is just complete, I could be talking out of nowhere. I don't have any like source for this or anything, but I've seen speculation, and I believe kind of this, that some of these cars that are being released right now in the tail end of GTA Online's kind of like, I say tail end, it'll still exist for a while, but the tail end of kind of Rockstar doing all of what they do for GTA Online. And these release windows getting longer and longer, and the content being more drip feed and everything. There was some speculation that they're backporting cars right now, because we've seen some cars actually, and even in this trailer, that I think people are like, yeah, this stuff's getting backported right now. But I don't know. Again, speculation. The car scene looks incredible, though. The colors, the vibrancy, the shot is one of those ones that just does look like super real, super hyper realistic. The paint is like incredible. I'm super impressed by that. Of course, we're all impressed by the physics here, the hair physics in this shot, and we're impressed by physics all around. Some people even said like they were like, oh, this animation. So I'm kind of like talking about kind of people that have reacted, and I don't know. I get it. I don't want everything to be oversold. And I'm kind of glad that this trailer was, I say tight, but like a tight 1 minute and 30 seconds. We just got quick cuts to quick cuts to quick cuts. Now that means that you're not seeing as much in motion, and you can't get a grasp for overall engine. But man, does the lighting, even in the shot like this, which again might be post-processed through a Rockstar editor or similar with whatever tools they have, we're getting such, dare I say it, but everybody's already said this, Red Dead Redemption 2 vibes. And I mean, just the lighting quality is just that. We were blown away by vegetation in Red Dead Redemption 2. We've got to remember that game is almost, 5 years old. Could be wrong, but we know GTA 5 is 10 years old now. And everybody has also said this, and I completely agree with it. Man, I booted up GTA 5 on the Series X after watching this trailer, and after this trailer has been out for a while, and I've rewatched it a couple times too, of course. That's me. I think it's everybody that I know, though, in terms of the game. That's them too. The attention to detail, the vegetation, the lighting, this and the, like with physics, you can see too, like this is a prime example of like, you wouldn't get this in a cutscene. Well, I mean, you could get in a cutscene, but I'm sorry. This is like very indicative of in-engine stuff. And there's so much of that. I just think we're seeing like anti-aliasing and like just a really, really good implementation of probably DirectX and some other things. And what we're DirectX like stuff. Like this is like incredible. It really is. And we can also, we could also talk about, speculation on how big this map is and where it all could take place, even in yeah. I'm just very I'm blown away. And I know that I said I was going to try to talk about, I do have one level of, and it does come with this stuff. It does come with what we were seeing in this bit about all the social media and this, Tumblr, TikTok, Instagram type stuff. So somebody has already stated that, the potential basics that Red Dead Redemption 2 had in terms of being able to more, and this has existed in GTA 4 and GTA 5 in various ways of interacting with NPCs and basically antagonizing them. A way to do this in 4, for instance, and I don't know, you could go back to the 3D era and people can talk about this if they want to. You could have done this before, maybe. I don't recall. I think you can only do this with cars in at least GTA 3, if we go back to what predates a lot of the people that are probably watching this or listening to this. I think, though, that I kind of like this trail of thought, at least. It's not a again, a rumor, or I think more than one or two people have said this, so it's not new by any means either. And I don't know that I saw this more than a couple times, but I think the speculation is out there that we could see this Instagram / TikTok thing in the game being I think there was a name for it. Like, I think we saw it in something. That we could see an element to potentially either NPCs being and running accounts and you being able to interact with them that way, but also the opposite, where they kind of film their own stuff but film you and interact / you get in more trouble or potentially, I don't know though. I don't know how deep that rabbit hole could go, and we've seen certain things obviously scrapped from GTA games in the past because of just the amount of detail that goes into the game at the base level, and the cities and the vehicles and NPCs and the wildlife and what we're gonna see in all of those ways. Man, the detail on some of these close-up scenes. I just think that there's a reason why some of those things have been scrapped, and it's because there's still a sheer amount that has to go into these games at the end of the day. And then we have the expectation too that this is also going to be made into a multiplayer world, and we don't know any of that yet. We don't know if this GTA Online 6, is this GTA Online just new or expanded to, but I don't know. That makes so much money for Rockstar and their parent company that it would be almost insane to see a non-successful online element to this game too, specifically with them investing in and working with 5M and its developers. It would be insane, and I think they've already probably stated in earnings or shareholder meetings. I would have to believe at this point that there's an online. They would have to state at some point that there's an online element coming to this as well, because they would have that expectation probably set by Take-Two or otherwise. And Rockstar, for being a Rockstar in the games industry, probably cannot just say, hey, we're not going to do an online element for this, when we sold so many shark cards and so many, they didn't even call it DLC, and they got around it being DLC by saying, okay, it exists to everybody, but you have to pay to get this. And what an incredible way to do it. And then that's what a lot of sports games do today too. So yeah, without getting too much, I'm just so enamored with the lighting, depth of field that we see, textures overall. This kind of road shot doesn't look extremely great in paused here, but like, I don't know what's artifacts versus what was in the original render of this. But like this kind of scene, we can see that kind of rendering stuff, and I don't want to get too Digital Foundry, but man, you can see more of like, this is just this is a video game. This is not a pre-rendered cutscene or anything, or even just a cutscene. Well, it could be, it's a cutscene, but yeah, I'm super excited, and I believe a lot of you guys are too. And I just can't put into words how this is like. I was super excited, and my friend group obviously too, super excited for Red Dead Redemption 2, and we all kind of bonded over it as a launch. And I know a lot of people relate to this, that you have potentially a group of friends and you try to game and game with each other, but also you look forward to something like this that only ever now continues to be more and more pushed out in terms of timelines, in terms of years. But I have great memories of GTA 5's launch, and Red Dead Redemption 2's launch, that I'm super excited for that as well. We're going to see a whole new level of the people that got introduced to GTA 5, for better or worse, right? These are titles that sell. They are super popular games. They have a super dedicated following to a extreme extent, and the leaks are not how anybody, I think, should have saw this game. Definitely, and it's like basically it's alpha state, but I think it may have, if anything, maybe gave them more time to polish. And this is my favorite shot, by the way. it may have given them more time to polish everything, or at least polish a trailer to show what this is indicative of what your guys are going to get. And if anything better than I do want to state that, and I do have trust in Rockstar in this matter. I don't have trust fully in their parent company. I don't even have trust that they do certain things now by not the numbers, but I do have faith in the execution. If this is what the trailer looks like, the game, at least at launch, will look like this. And then potentially as the time goes by, it will look better. And then it will come out to PC, and then it will have not only the ability to look better at launch, if you have what is going to be an insane graphics card for this game and a really beefy CPU. You're literally going to get better graphics than what is even shown here. And I say that I know this is going to be really pushing definitely if you have current technology in 2 years, this is like, I'm already eyeing up a graphics card down the road. My current system is okay for a lot of stuff, but I'm going to need a really beefy graphics card if I want to run this on my PC. Or at least run it well, and at least run it in even the shape that it kind of looks here. These nice shots too. Yeah, we're going to, I believe we're going to get at least this visual fidelity. And we'll just have to see what that, what the story actually is. Some people have also said that this is like the trailer is in reverse chronological order kind of thing. Like, why are you here? And all that stuff. And that like you potentially could get broken up. That would be really cool. It's like, I think that's the story, right? You two are, and you're going to be able to play as both of these characters. I would like to see, in the lieu of, I think we got it in GTA 5, like, prison break type thing, and you potentially have to go to a different portion of the map kind of thing, or different area. That gives me a real, like, the little kid in me that would have played a game like Driver 2 and you could go to Havana or like something. Like, I would love to see that in the same way that North Yankton was we got way too little time in it. I don't want it to be extended to the point where so much is put into this other world that we really don't get to spend time in. I'm not saying that I want it to go so opposite in the other direction, like so too much detailed North Yankton, where yeah, you're wasting all this time on this thing that is background filler to like just a part of the story, but cool feature nonetheless to be able to play in this other space before going to the main space. And I'm hopeful that we see some stuff in that way. And in Red Dead Redemption 2 did that as well. Multiple GTA 3D universe games did some pretty cool and unique stuff for the time. So I hope at least they maintain their innovative fashion in a lot of ways, because visually and artistry wise, like the artistry, but like the artistry in developing all this, even with the I say constraints, but man, constraints relative to what their last two games were. These are relatively going to be a lot less restrained. Trust. Man, I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. I don't know what else to say. I don't know the next time you're going to see a video from me. I hate to say that, but like, I want to be completely honest with you guys. This was like a weird, like, I got a lot of energy. And considering I'm kind of working my butt off, the daytime job again, doing vinyl stuff, vinyl decals, not vinyl records, even though I love vinyl records too. Follow me on social media other than X. I still post on X, and I'm public on X again. I hate saying X, Twitter. I just want to utilize it for shits and gigs, or whatever the kids say these days. They don't say that. They say skibbity toilet and all that stuff, and I don't know what any of it means. I'm old, okay? This has been my podcast, but it's a GTA 6 trailer talk, because it's not trailer breakdown. I tried to make it as unique as possible, but I'm also only as good as I can be. And I really tried to like, I watched Jeff's breakdown a while ago and Digital Foundries a while ago. And these are like more, I hope you could see more thoughts and less so, and not a lot of speculation. The TikTok-y thing and NPCs like basically interacting with you in that method, I don't know. I think it would be really cool. And the paint, I want to say that too. Oh my gosh, Digital Foundry did talk about this, but the paint, and I think multiple people have, the paint, not that shot, the paint. I hate YouTube for this. I hate YouTube for how the way that this plays. Oh, see, yeah, like paint as the hair. Which graphically, yeah, there's so many different crazy things, and we've got a lot of time to wait. And I hope I don't keep you guys waiting too long for another video. But we'll see. Hope you guys have a great rest of the year. I'll see you guys sometime.